Guys, Tom here just to show you guys my binder that I made. So I'll start with the first thing the first requirement was the title page. So you can see I have the my finger. You can see I have it titled, my name, and then I have a couple pictures of Moeta and Nada, just to make it a little bit easier to remember. You can see my table of contents here. I have it broken down by chapter, and then I went through each chapter and I highlighted what I thought was going to be the most important things. And then so I have page numbers next to those. And then I have what domain that what I thought that thing is next to it. So I can always look for, if I'm looking for ABCDE stuff, I can see that it's right here, wherever my finger is, see that it's on page 20 and see that it's domain. So I have domains and page numbers next to everything. I also have chapter headlines. So you can see here, this is chapter 6. It's immediate management of bleeding, shock, and immunologic emergencies. So I had chapter headlines for each chapter, and I have it organized 3 chapters. The next thing is position statements. You can see here that I have, when I get this a little bit organized, so I have here sudden death in sports, and I have the position statement in its own different section. You can see the section is different from everything else. And then after that, I also have the actual position statement right behind it. So if I'm ever confused about something in my notes that I just don't understand what I quite wrote, or because my handwriting's not the greatest, I can always just go back and look at the position statement, which is going to be right next to it. The last thing to point out here is, let me get there, is my reflections page. My reflections page just shows how I did on my quizzes and how I did in my exams, so I can go back and look. I highlighted the quizzes I did the worst on, so I can always go back and look at that too. And then I also have a big part at the bottom there that I didn't know that the PowerPoint videos were there, and I'm the kind of person that learns a lot better when it's talked to me, and instead of me having to figure it out from reading the book. So those PowerPoints that Jay does help me out a lot, and I didn't know about them until after chapter 9 when he showed me how to get to them, and I have everything learned after that a lot better in my head than I do the stuff before. So I wanted to make sure I put that in there for if I forget in subsequent chapters or subsequent classes, that everything after chapter 9 I have a little bit of a better understanding of. But studying for subsequent classes, the way I kind of look at it is, if I'm confused about something that's going on in that class and I need a little bit of a background refresher, I have everything in the table of contents right in the beginning, and I can just go flip through and look through the pages, and then I'll kind of give myself a little refresher, go through it because my notes aren't very long, and then I think I'll be ready to go for the next class. Thanks, guys.